Hello, my wonderful friends. Megas here on a beautiful evening. If you're brand new to the channel, we're Zoroastrians. We are the Magi, and we've been going through Zarathustra's Gathas. Now, this little version here is special. There's a word-for-word translation of the Gathas. This is for the Western mind. It puts these Eastern ideas in modern wording that we can understand. And it is so powerful. And our video this morning got so many likes and good watch times. I thought, okay, well, let's keep going. As long as you guys are into it, I love sharing it. It's the original monotheistic religion. And get this, guys, in this religion, God was just good. He didn't get angry, jealous, hate, war, kill men, women, and children. No matter how any devil or men or whatever were acting, it never changed his nature, right? He never had to come down out of his high frequency and smite and kill and war and hate. He was just always the highest principle of good and love and peace and kindness. And it's beautiful, and it resonates with that divine spark in people's heart. It just gives them a peace. So it's almost like you just breathe easy. I know I did the first time I read it. It's like, yeah, God's just good, right? He's just love. He's just the highest principle of good. If you didn't see this morning's video, go back and watch that. We did verses 1 through 3. So now we're going to do verse 4 through 7. It says, I who would tune myself, my soul to thee. Zarathustra, he said, I who am attuning myself to Mazda, to Asha. And listen, let me read this. I get ahead of myself. I get too excited. He says, listen for thy silent song within. Not by begging am I heard, but by becoming what I seek. For prayer is not a plea, but a harmony. My friends, so get this. That silent song is within you. To attune yourself to the highest principle of God good, you're not going to find it in a church, a synagogue, a mosque, a book, a priest. You got to go inside. And get this, it's a silent voice. It's just a knowing. Right? The world religions are loud and they yell and they threaten and it's fear. And this is just a silent, peaceful voice that's in you that knows. It knows the difference from right and wrong, good and evil, love and hate. It's just this inner knowing, because they call it the divine spark, right? You come from good spirit. You're made of good spirit. It's in you. It is you. And it's just learning to attune yourself again to that order and harmony. And, let's keep reading. It says, in the heart that learns thy tone becomes its own answer. Oh, this is so good, because we talked about this in this morning's video. The only prayer that is ever answered is the prayer you become. I'm sure you get my age, you realize you can't beg some deity in the sky. I've tried it. I've cried and I begged and I threw fits. Nothing worked. I tried to cut deals, right? I'm going to stop doing this if you'll do this, right? Or I'm going to start doing this if you'll do this. It doesn't work. Guys, the only thing you can do is come into resonance, to find that silent song that is in you, that is Asha. It's the perfect creator's perfect idea. The only thing that could come from a good creator's good mind is good, right? If you're living in a world that isn't very good, it's mixed, well, you've probably are singing the wrong song. You probably heard a song outside of yourself. Maybe one of those songs in the world of religions that tells you God gets angry, jealous, hate, war, kills men, women, and children, stone your children when they're disrespectful, go to war, kill and bring back the spoils to the Lord. And you wonder why your world is mixed. It doesn't feel right. Your God doesn't feel right. Your book stories don't feel right. And you always feel like a fish out of water. water in this earth, and you're waiting for the kingdom of heaven to come. But my friends, it's already here. And you step into it with resonance. When you start to sing the right song, you become the prayer. You become the God good and the love and the peace and the joy and the kindness and the goodness. The world reflects it. My friends, my God, there can be two people standing in the same yard, and one person will be in heaven on earth, and their idea of God will just be kind and good, and they'll see the sun shining and the birds are singing and life is a gift, and there'll be someone standing right next to him that sees God is jealous and angry and he's out to get you, and the world is dark and it's poisoned and it's foul, and they just want to escape it. They're a hell on earth, my friends, but it's all just in their hearts and minds with the stories, the beliefs, and the song that they hold. You must go inside, my friends, and attune yourself to that all good spirit and become it. The only prayer that is answered is the prayer you become. And the heart that learns thy tone becomes its own answer. So I still myself to the rhythm until thought, breath, and being sing in one pure note. My friends, where your song and God's song are the same. Your song and love song is the same. No separation. My friends, you find that inside of you. Flip over to verse 5. I can't remember. Did I tell you guys? This is the Gathas of Zoroaster by Winston Head. If you Google it, it'll take you to Blur Books, and you can pick this up. I absolutely adore it. Verse 5. O Mazda, for new people, you could say, O good spirit, thou hast set before me two fires, truth and the lie. My friends, there's always choice. Each word I speak is a spark that chooses. Now get this, I love this. Each deed declares my allegiance. You can say you're spiritual, you're religious, you're this, you're that, but your deeds declares your allegiance. That's powerful. What you do. Let me be as a flame that knows its source. Now, I love to point this out. When this was written, to know, it was to be, right? If you look in those ancient writings, a man would know his wife when they got married, meaning union. The two become one, right? They join in one. This is what happens with God and man also. You know source. You be source. You be heaven. You be the peace. You be the joy. You be the kindness. And my friends, I'm telling you, it's the magi magic, and you become the heaven. You couldn't find hell if you wanted to. They could tell you it's just right over there, and you walk over there, but you bring your heaven and your light and your God good and your love and your peace. And my friends, that darkness flees before you. It's powerful. It's why magic was named after the Magi. Burning only to reveal thee. Grant me strength to cast no shadow. Let no falsehood linger in my light. Verse 6. Through Asha. Asha is the very spirit of God good. It's the capital T truth. It's the real above all that seems real. It's the perfect creator's perfect ideal life and world and you. It's perfect perfection. The only thing that could come from God in that divine spark, the real you, that's what you are. My friends, you're not your past failures, sins, mistakes, errors. You know, let me touch on this real quick. I know this is off this, but it's right on it. Before you came into a body, into form and matter, into time and space, it says in our holy text, you stood outside and you saw your lifeline from beginning to end, and you knew you would be born in a body that had sins and errors, if you want to call it that. There could be diabetes. There could be heart troubles passed down from great grandma and grandpa, mom and dad. There could be sins, right? Meaning maybe some anger issues, maybe some perversions, maybe a little thieving streak or something that seems to run through the family. You knew it, but my friends, but you're going to bring that divine spark and you are going to move that needle, my friends, from bad to good, from hate to love, from the wrong idea of God to the right idea of God. You are going to make a difference in your family line so that the ones that followed had got little better DNA, my friends, and you saw it was worth it to come. And I promise you, it is. You are a gift, and you have a gift that nobody else could give this world. My God, my God. Through Asha, thou grantest true life, not as promise, right? But as a present reality. For to live in truth is to live in thee, right? I live in my God lives in me. I live in my good. You know, if God is good and God is omnipresent, that means my God is here now and my good is here now. My protection, my provision, my peace, my joy, my power, my freedom. It's here right now inside of me. I attune myself to that and something beautiful happens. To walk fearlessly, clear-eyed and whole. Here it is. The lie may rise, but cannot stand, for it finds no soil in an awakened mind. My friends, the lie loses all of its power when you hear the truth. You know, maybe they had you scared of God, scared of hell, just fear, but you heard the truth. And it resonated with that divine spark. God is just good. He's been misrepresented, right? They gave him attributes that aren't his. It's impossible for the highest principle of God to get angry, jealous, hate, war, kill men, women, and children. It's impossible to be separated from God. That's God's stuff. And you heard it and you knew the truth. And then when they tried to scare you and separate you from your money or get you to go fight in their holy wars and call it devotion, you knew better. And they couldn't put that fear on you because the lie lost all of its power, because you are now one with Asha. No separation. In thee, O Asha, every wound becomes wisdom, every trial a gate to greater light. Verse 7. Blessed are they who speak the word, not from lips alone, but from the pulse of their being. For when the word lives through them, it calls forth creation. Again, my friends, it's more than knowing about the truth. It is allowing yourself to attune to it and be it. If you've seen me, you've seen Asha. If you've seen me, you've seen pure love. If you've seen me, you've seen the highest principle of God, good. There is no separation. You allow yourself to be that. The world has taken on their mixed gods, right? They're gods that get angry and they hate and they war. They'll love you sometimes, but if you don't obey, right? They'll heal you sometimes, but they could send sickness and disease. It's mixed. It's polar. The highest principle of God good is just the highest principle of God good, completely separate from those low frequencies. It's a choice. What God do you choose to become one with? Union. It's all about union, becoming, allowing, attuning. Whatever stories you believe, whatever energy you hold, whatever God's spirit you take into you. My friends, the world's going to reflect that. It says it calls forth creation, exactly what we're talking about, turning deserts into gardens and hearts into stars. Such are thy children, Mazda, each a spark of thy eternal utterance. My God, my God. Are you loving this? I love on the back it says Asha is, because Asha is the only thing that's real. That capital R real, that capital T truth. You might be living in a reality that's not very good, but it's just because you've taken the wrong God and stories and ideas into you. You restore God's image. Attuned to that spirit. Now I'm doing this, but it's here. That divine spark there's no separation. Everything's connected. There's no separation. You don't have to go to church to talk to God. You just say, God, oh good spirit, I love you. I want to know you. I want to attune myself to you. And then it's easy. It's his attributes. It's a pure love. It's not a transactional love. It's just a pure love, like a good parent and their child. You just attune yourself to that pure love and to peace. You can do it right now. To joy. It's all in you. Good Spirit's here right now. And he loves you so much. And so do I. Asha is its substance. It's what was, is, and forever shall be. Right? It's the only thing that could come from a good creator's good mind. Truth, the real good. Asha is. That's our reason to believe. So we're not just thinking, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice if God was just that good? Wouldn't it be nice if the world could be like that? In truth, it is, because Asha is. That's our reason to believe. You have to have a reason to believe. Otherwise, you're hoping. Wouldn't that be nice? Maybe again, trying to beg a deity in the sky. No, my friends, we know. We attune ourselves. The only thing that could come from a good God's mind is goodness. And I choose to attune myself to that, to become the love and the peace and the joy and the kindness and the goodness and be just like God good. And all the Magi said, Asha is.